Hi, today we'll be learning to draw the dot and cross diagram of ionic compounds. Now, what is the meaning of ionic bonding? We have learned previously that covalent bonding is about the sharing of electrons. For ionic bonding, it is all about the transfer of electrons from metal atoms to non-metal atoms. Now, there is a common misconception that it is the transfer of electrons from metal ions or from cations to non-metal ions or to anions. Now, today, I'd like you to get this away from your head, okay? It has nothing to do with the transfer of electrons from ions to ions. No, it's all about from metal atoms to non-metal atoms. Okay, because when a substance is in ionic form, then it would already has a stable duplex or octet configuration. Okay, then there is no need for them to gain or lose electrons, and it's pointless. Okay, so please bear that in mind that it is all about metal atoms to non-metal atoms. Okay, ketones. Okay, let's move on with an example. Okay, today let's start off with magnesium chloride. Okay, as if the drawing of dot and cross diagram for covalent bonds is the same thing. Identify the elements present and identify the position in the periodic table, check out their proton number. Okay, and then you write out the electronic configuration for them. Next, we need to determine the number of electrons gained or lost in order to achieve a stable electronic configuration. Now, this is the third shell. So third shell for a full occupancy, right? Full electron shell will be 8 electrons. Second shell is also 8. Say, for magnesium, it's a metal, so we know that it will need to lose electrons. And to achieve a stable octet, it will need to lose 2 electrons. For chlorine, it is a non-metal, so it will need to gain electrons. And from its third shell, we know that it will only need to gain 1 electron. Now, based on our chemical formula and on our learning of balancing the chemical formula, we should know that the chemical formula is MgCl2. Now, some of you might ask, why must it be MgCl2? Can't it be any other ratio? Okay, now this drawing of dot and cross diagram will help you to appreciate the chemical formula better. As you can see, magnesium will lose 2. One chlorine atom only requires 1 electron from magnesium. So after giving 1, magnesium will be left with 1 more electron. So what do we do with this electron? Okay, so this compound only contains magnesium and chlorine. So the only way to get rid of this extra electron in order for magnesium to achieve a stable octet configuration is to introduce another chlorine atom. Now this chlorine atom also needs to gain 1 electron, right? So this electron will come from here. So just nice, when you have 1 magnesium and 2 chlorine atoms, all the atoms involved will have stable octet configuration. Okay, now let's start to draw. Okay, so remember to use a pencil as well as a circle template, but right now I will just be using a pen so that you can see it better. Okay, I'll be showing you the formation. Okay, so same thing, draw out the all the electron shells for the atoms involved. Okay, this is slightly different from covalent bonding where we only focus on the valence electron shell. Okay, for ionic, we need to draw all the shells and we need to show all the electrons. Okay, so remember 2, 8, 2 for magnesium and 2, 8, 7 for chlorine. Okay, 2, 8, 7. If you're asked to show formation, this is what you need to do. Electrons are transferred from the metal atom to non-metal atoms. So we will circle the valence electron shell, the valence electron, and we will transfer it to the empty site in the non-metal. This is the transfer of electron. Same for the other one. So this is showing the formation. Now, next, to show the final product, okay, for magnesium, it will only be left with 2 electron shells now, because all the valence electrons in the third shell has been given away. Okay, so this is how magnesium looks like now. And it is no longer an atom, it is an ion, because losing 2 electrons will give it a 2 plus charge, a charge of 2. Okay, now for chlorine, well, it will still have 3 shells. See, so we will draw it properly, nicely, and neatly. Okay, now this is the part that most of us tend to be careless. Remember, electrons are transferred from magnesium over to chlorine atom. So now, this chlorine will have the electrons from magnesium, so we need to show it. Show that it is from the metal atom. So it will need to draw it as a different from it, okay? Now, after gaining 1 electron, it will have a charge of minus. Okay, and you have two chlorine atoms here, so definitely once it forms an ion, there will be 2 chloride ions. So you do not have to draw 2 of this. You can do a shortcut by writing an integer 2 in front of the chloride ions. And there you go. This is how you would draw the formation of an ionic compound using dot and cross diagram.